down on the ground and put your hands behind your back.
I'm just from marketing.
Now!
Okay.
Hey man, it's Milo and this is Down Underground.
That's how they get you. They're under the goddamn ground.
Yo, it's your boy Milo, and yeah, thanks for joining me for the first episode of Down Underground podcast. Look, this is just something that I wanted to throw together to, sort of put a bit of a spotlight on underground artists in Australia. Being an underground artist myself, doing hip-hop or what have you, I do a couple of different genres, but whatever. There just didn't seem to be much of an avenue for this kind of media for people to come on and put themselves out there. So I decided to put this show together. Today, first episode, I'm joined by Sydney MC Vick Lejet, and he's been doing his thing since 2012. Had a great time talking with him today, and we're going to listen to two of his songs throughout the podcast. We're going to listen to Ripped White Denim, and we'll also hear Pull Up later on down the track. But yeah, I hope you enjoy my conversation with Vick Lejet, and thank you for joining me, Down Underground Podcast. It's your boy Young Milo. This is Down Underground episode 1, and today I'm joined by Vick Lejet, Sydney MC, rapper, doing his thing out of Sydney for how long now, man?
Ooh, been at it since 2012, but you could say I resurrected in 2014. So let's say end of 2014.
Started off in 2012. Is that when you sort of is that when you began to record as an artist, or?
I was in a duo, didn't end up that well. There was problems there, so I just decided to become a solo rapper in 2014, and then yeah, history is made.
What sort of got you into music in the first place? I guess, like, where did it all begin for you? Like, were you listening to music as a child, or like did it something that you got into later, or?
Yeah, it's crazy because all I listened to was rap, and I don't know if you know, but in Australia, like, a lot of people don't really like rap music, so I was like an outcast in high school in terms of my music taste. It was in year 12, we had a talent quest, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try to rap, even though I didn't even know how to rap. And then from there, yeah, I just started writing rhymes, but I never really recorded. I was just doing it for fun, yeah.
So was it in high school that you sort of began to listen to hip-hop and rap, or was it something that started earlier, or?
I would say when 50 came out, that's when I first started listening to music. Yeah, 50 is what got me into it, yeah.
What else did you get into at around that time? Like, I mean, Ja Rule and Eminem and G-Unit and stuff like that. Is that the kind of stuff you're into?
Yeah, it is, and that's why. And also, I know this is a different story, but like having Tony Yayo from G-Unit on my track as well, that's trippy, man. Like, because that was something big for me as well.
I have heard that song. Actually, I think I checked that song. That was what's the name of that song? Every Morning. That's right. Yeah, I remember how the hook goes. But I heard that track because I think you released it with a video before Tony Yayo jumped on it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right,
the original track. Yeah.
Growing up in high school, Sydney, listening to hip hop and stuff, and I guess it was the talent show that brought it out of you. What made you decide to go up and do it?
I was like, you know what? Like, I used to be, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I got bullied throughout high school. But then year 11 and 12, like, I was really quiet, maybe because of what happened. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna end off with a bang. I'm just gonna let them know, like, one day I'm gonna be someone big. You may not know it, but I will be. You know, like, I have this positive attitude about myself. And I believe words are like prayers, so what you say is what's going to happen anyway, so yeah.
So 2012, you started a duo. How did that happen?
Oh, well, I got a gig in Burwood, Westfield, because I'm from that area. Someone mentioned me, I can't even remember who, and then I was like, fuck, like, how am I going to do this? So someone told me, hey, why don't you rap with this guy? And I told him to be my hype man. And then from there, and then we ended up being a duo. We released a song. We were going well. Like, we even got scouted from some record label, but then it all went down because, like, I just find it wasn't really, we had no chemistry.
Right.
Yeah, it was just business, and it just got draining, and yeah, I had to go separate ways, I guess.
So how do you feel about that kind of thing now? Like, looking back at the sort of duo, I guess, let's say that it was like business that sort of made you sort of split up or go your separate ways. Like, is that something that, like, how do you feel about business now? Like, are you about the business these days, or are you just about sort of your own creativity and going forward? Like, what's the idea?
Yeah, I'm just doing what I want to do, man, to be honest with you.
When did you start releasing music as Vick Lejet? Was that in 2014 that you begun to do the Vick Lejet thing?
No, it was still the same when I was in the duo because we were just like Vick Lejet and that guy's name.
Right.
But I started off, I was very corny, man. I started off as Vicky Vick.
Vicky
I
Vick.
changed it to Vicky V.
Right.
But I'm thinking next year I'm gonna change it again. I think I might even change everything, to be honest, because what I respect about you is you don't give a fuck. Like that's your attitude. Like you don't care. You just say whatever you feel like. And I feel I'm a clown. I'm not a serious person, but I don't put that out there in the real world. And I think now it's time for people to see that.
Right. Okay. So what, you thinking of like switching up your image or like a name change?
I'm thinking I might go the comedic route because I'm not a serious guy. Like, yeah, I just hold that humor side back for some reason, but now I just have to let go and not give a fuck, I guess.
Well, what do you think needs to change, or how are you going to bring sort of like humor into it?
I just feel like, yeah, it's okay what I'm doing, but I want to be like, oh shit, that's Vick Lejet. I don't just want to be a generic rapper. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you mean something like Riff Raff?
I'm not too sure. Like, yeah, like something like that, like something wild.
Like, I mean, because Riff Raff comes across to me as like a funny guy, like listening to his freestyles. I mean, obviously, like, well, to me, like listening to him on a beat, he can eat up a beat or whatever, like with a hard 100%. Delivery. But like, he can throw those slapstick lines in, man, that can catch you off guard and make you laugh as well, you know?
Yeah, that's it. That and who made me think of this was THRILLBOY. He's like, you're the funniest bloke, but why aren't you putting that personality into your music?
Right. I'm
like, ooh. Now, when you hear these artists, they all have their own sound. Like you listen to Future, you listen to Young Thug, and they all have their own style. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you hear you know that's me on the track. You know, because that's one of my signatures. But I don't know, man. I feel every day you learn, you pick up on things. You're like, why aren't I popping as much as I should? Maybe I should change this. Give that a try. If you listen to my music, you've got hip hop, you've got bubblegum trap, you've got, you know, like I'm about to do an R&B record, you know, like I'm always changing to see what's actually gonna work for me.
I think that's the way to do it as well, man. Like, especially sort of being at an underground level when you're still sort of trying to like pop and like make that sort of first big step. I think like, you know, it's good to experiment as much as you can and find out what's gonna sort of really win people over or really get you out there. Exactly,
that's right, yeah. But yeah, one thing I have to work on is just marketing. Like I find a lot of us need marketing help. Like it's, the market's very oversaturated, you know?
Right.
Putting as much material out as possible, like that's the best thing to do. I think Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane became big off that. Like Lil Wayne put out 1,000 tracks in 1 year and then look what happened.
Right.
You know?
No, that's exactly it, man. Like, you might know, or like a lot of people that know me will know that like I love the bass god, man. And
yeah,
like,
Lil Wayne, yeah.
Looking at his sort of blueprint, man, for sort of release and his work ethic is what inspired me to just sort of go ahead and do it, you know. So
yeah.
It's like, well, you've got to find out what the best balance between like being creative and working and sort of marketing is. And like you said, like you're definitely right. I think there's a lot of young dudes that are sort of doing a similar sort of thing, trying to come up and find their own place as we are. But like there's not a lot of avenues for them to explore it in the real world. So like, do you have much of a plan in terms of marketing? Like if you're thinking that you've got to sort of increase your marketing strategy or whatever, like how are you going to tackle that?
So THRILLBOY, like, the whole story of THRILLBOY, ever since he came on board, I find that everything's gone upwards. We're just on the same level with music and everything, you know, and he just gave me some tips because he was viral twice. He used to be a YouTube prankster.
Right, really? I didn't know that about him.
Yeah, he used to get like 500,000 views. He was popping.
Right. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, and I've given him advice, and he started making beats, like, because he was inspired by my music, you know, and he wanted to make beats for me, and I'm like, wow. I never doubted him because I never doubt anyone. People always doubt me, you know what I mean? But they don't see my vision. So that's how I saw with THRILLBOY. I'm like, yeah, if he's got the drive for it, he's gonna get big. And look at him today.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. Like I've seen his channel. Like I became aware of him through your music as well. Like you working with him and seeing him on Instagram and stuff, and seeing him produce like tracks for you or what have you.
Yeah.
So then, like, subscribing to him on YouTube a long time ago and watching his channel expand at such a quick rate is, like, inspiring as well. Like, you know, like, I've watched it happen, so he's doing, like, I can see that he's putting in work.
Yeah, 100%. Because one thing about me, I'm very savage as well. Like, I'm very blunt. Like, if it's whack, I'm gonna say that's freaking disgusting. Try again.
Right.
And that's what I've done to him. Like, I'm like, that's awful. What are you doing? And then he wouldn't get the shits because he's like, yeah, he knows I'm not, because I wouldn't want my friend to embarrass himself out there in the world. Like, because we were friends before the whole music thing.
Right.
You know?
Okay, I understand. Right. How did you guys end up meeting?
I've known him like since 2013, but I didn't really speak to him. Like, I was doing my own thing. But then when he asked me to he wanted to start making beats, that's when we became friends.
Right.
He used to work with a guy called Daniel Amos. Yeah, and that guy does all these Facebook things. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Damon helped him, but yeah, they went their separate ways too with the stuff. Yeah.
And so I guess, like, when did you guys begin making music together? Like, what time?
Ooh, it was beginning of the year when Rip White Denim came out. Yeah, and then from there we're just doing it behind the scenes.
Polo boy, Shawty on the track, so I am killing it.
Plugs.
Hey Polo, what's up, bro? Let go.
Real white denim jeans and them Timberlands. I got your girlfriend jumping on me, man, she want my dick. I'm the nigga fashionista, unlike peppermint. I'm saying fresh bat every day, homie, you know this shit. Real white denim jeans with them Timberlands. I got your girlfriend jumping on me, man, she want my dick. I'm the nigga fashionista, unlike peppermint. I'm saying fresh like every day, homie, you know this shit. Pussy clean like some new kicks, shit. Pussy bitch, double D tits, yeah. And I don't pay attention, bitch. If shorty ain't thick as fuck, wait to know that I'm blunt, and I don't give a shit. Boy, it is what it is. I'm legit. And bitch on the shit. I come through looking clean. Got your girl choosing me. Damn. I'm stunting and I'm grinding and they envious. I'm stunting and I'm grinding, they be jailing me. Yeah. And I told you that I'm killing shit. Bitch, I'm going hard though I'm belligerent. Yeah, white denim jeans and them Timberlands. I got your girlfriend jumping on me, man, she want my dick. I'm the nigga fashionista, unlike peppermint. I'm saying fresh bat every day, homie, you know this shit. Real white denim jeans with them Timberlands. I got your girlfriend jumping on me, man, she want my dick. I'm the nigga fashionista, unlike peppermint. I'm saying fresh like every day, homie, you know this shit. Y'all ain't about that life, for real. Lying to a nigga face, Rachel DeLazille, Bitch, I'm fly, so damn fly. Talking about magic carpet fly. And my bars go, nigga, like coughing to them coming in my fucking city, bro. I'm just trying to put them on, but my city full of ego. I'm so sick of it like Neo. Too many things I can change. I breathe in before I rage. From Shawty to NY to my hometown city. They be blasting on my music, cause they be fucking with it. I salute and respect every single one that dig it. I salute and respect every single one that dig it. Damn. Real white denim jeans with them Timberlands. I got your girlfriend jumping on me, man, she want my dick. I'm the nigga fashionista, unlike peppermint. I'm saying fresh bat every day, homie, you know this shit. Real white denim jeans with them Timberlands. I got your girlfriend jumping on me, man, she want my dick. I'm the nigga fashionista, unlike peppermint. I'm saying fresh like every day, homie, you know this shit.
This was the first track where I'm like, just let go, just say whatever you feel like, just talk shit. Cause normally I was a bit fearful of saying all these things that I wanted to say on Rip by Denim because of like the kind of people who do listen to my music.
Right.
It was the first song where it wasn't so clean. When I did that, I was like, it's gonna be risky, but look, it did well. It was trending. I remember my sister hitting me up and like, hey, you're trending. I'm like, well, what do you mean? because she downloads her music from Audio Mac and she just saw me trending. I'm like, whoa, that's freaking crazy.
Oh, really? That's dope, man.
And I was like, wow. And the thing is that little do they know I'm from Sydney.
Right. Well, I guess, like, you know, you've got that sort of international sound, man. You're not sort of, like, completely restricted by that localized sort of Aussie hip-hop sort of vibe, the traditional sort of sound, I guess, man.
Exactly, yeah. And look, a lot of us, when we rap in the American accent, we cop flack for it. But what I find is, I'll give you a good example. Look at Hugh Jackman. He's playing Wolverine. Do you see him go, yeah, I'm fucking Wolverine? You know what I mean? Like, he freaking talks American because that's what people want to hear. You know, they don't want to hear a bogan Wolverine. It doesn't make any sense.
You're right, man. But, like, I obviously agree because, like, you listen to what I do, man. I'm doing a lot of the same sort of thing, but, like,
Yeah.
you're obviously going to run into people that have the sort of common argument about authenticity and that hip hop is supposed to be, like, you know, this sort of real thing, and you've got to keep it 100% like authentic, you know, and like they want to, like, I mean, I don't have to tell you the arguments, but I mean, like, how can you get people to sort of see beyond that? Because, like, I'm saying the same thing to people. Like, I mean, I'm expressing myself as an artist, man, and, like, to me, I'm still keeping it real no matter, like, how my voice is, man. Like, I'm just using my voice as an instrument, so to speak, man. Like, you know, just doing what I want with it. One song will be like this, one song will be the next, you know. Like, it's just a case by case, whatever the time calls for, you know.
Exactly, and you want to know something? When I did that Talent Quest show, I was rapping in an Aussie accent. So yeah, it went well. People were like, whoa, what the hell? And then I figured from there, I was like, yeah, maybe I should do this. And yeah, it was trippy. But then people were telling me, I think you should, like, get rid of the Australian accent.
Oh, so you actually had people telling you to get rid of the authentic
Yeah, they're like,
accent.
what are you doing, Vic? They're like, you could be so much better without it. And then in my head, I was thinking international-wise. I was thinking, if I do American, like, I find some Australians, when they try to do the American accent, you can tell they're still Australian. But when I do it, it doesn't really sound like I'm trying too hard, if that makes sense.
Right. Is that something that you've sort of chosen to do, or did you find that sort of came natural when you just sort of went to it, or is that something
Yeah,
that
it just
molded?
became natural.
Right,
Yeah, it's because I do a lot of voice acting as well, like as a joke. So I think maybe that's why it was easier for me.
Right. So
Yeah.
what made you decide to do the video for Ripped White Denim? Was that something that you had planned when you had written this song, or is it something that came about when you saw the reaction?
To be honest, like, yeah, I deleted all my videos and I wasn't happy with Ripped White Denim. It wasn't how I pictured it to be. So from now on, I think I might look elsewhere to do videos. I don't know.
So is that video gone now?
No, it's still up there. Like
Right.
that one and the lyric video for Every Morning and the original Every Morning track. But all the others are gone because I want to start fresh. And I feel like this year was trial and error, even last year. So I think next year it's like game over. I just have to go hard.
What's going to be the first sort of plan next year? More videos? Or are you going to drop more music? Or what's
I'm
the
going to drop
idea?
mixtapes. I'm going to chuck a young Milo and drop mixtapes.
I can't wait, man. I'm going to listen. I'll be the first in line to listen to that shit, dude.
That's crazy. Thanks, man.
Where are you going to get all your beats from? Like THRILLBOY, or what's going to happen with that?
I've got a beat from K Swisher, and K Swisher is the guy who did that song Uber Everywhere. So yeah, man, it's gonna be unusual, like a different sound. I'll tell you that.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's cool, man. Like, and when can we sort of expect to have that stuff released? Is that sort of early year, mid-year? What are you thinking?
It just depends. Like, if it was up to me, I would do tracks like No Tomorrow, but it's always just people lagging, and that just pisses me off. Like, this R&B track was meant to be out 2-3 weeks ago, but it's just the engineer's been so busy he hasn't been able to get to it.
Right, okay. How did you go about your engineering? Like, how did you, I guess, hook up with your engineer? Because, like, you only just told me, I only just learned at the beginning of the podcast that you don't sort of do your own mixing and stuff. Like, how did you come about
So I
to do
was
that?
with him when I was in that duo, then we lost contact. Then 2014, I hit him up again. I'm like, hey man, you still recording? And then he said, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. And then that's it. Like, I had nothing to do, so I was like, all right, I'll go and record.
Now, what about in terms of like live shows and stuff like that? Any plans for 2017?
Not at the moment. Like, I've had my fair share of shows, and I find that's a strength of mine. Like, I'm a hype guy when I perform.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? I just wish that the hip hop market in Australia was bigger. Like, people just don't mess with it as much as they used to. Over here, it's like I'll give you a good example. I went to Marquee. Don't ask. And the R&B room was pretty whack. You go into the next room, they have some EDM track going on there, and it was a full house. I'm like, wow. No one's trying to hear trap or rap anymore, man.
Well, I think, like, look, there's a couple of artists that are doing good though, man. But like, I've got a mate that he describes it as the Triple J sound. That's what's popping, man. And like, you look at guys like Illy and who else is out there doing their shit? There's dudes out there doing that sort of, I guess, like that EDM sort of sound or whatever, and like they're making waves in their own sense, man.
Exactly. See, there you go. But that's the Australian market, you know. That they're catering towards that, and if they like that music, good on them. Like. But I just feel like I'm always going to be true to myself. I don't want to just make music just because.
Yeah, haven't you got a mixtape coming out recently? I saw it on Instagram a while back.
Yeah. We might have to rework on that. See what I mean? Like, we all go through purple patches, rough patches, and this all comes down to, like, external things, like people lagging or this not happening. I still got the track with Slim Jesus in the vault. Like, I haven't released it.
You've got a track with Slim Jesus in the vault, man.
Yeah, I've got a track with him. It's called Peach Emoji, but we recorded to it, but it wasn't how I wanted it, so I'm gonna redo my part.
Right.
And THRILLBOY's, yeah, gonna go berserk. Yeah, man. So we've got that. I got another Tony Yayo feature as well.
All right, man. Well, look, I guess that's about it then, dude. Was there anything else that you wanted to like put out there? Like, obviously, like, you've got all the social media, hit you up on like what, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the rest of SoundCloud. Shout out your tags and stuff, man. What are they?
Yes, sir. So Twitter at VickyVick92. You know why? Because that's when I first started rapping. What else is there? Right. You've got Instagram Vick Lejet. It's Lejet, not Leget.
Right.
Some people do it. What else do we have? YouTube.com/VickyVick92. Yeah, man.
Cool.
And Facebook, Vick Lejet. That's it.
Vick Lejet on Facebook. Hit him up.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Pull up, call me, message me whenever you want. I'ma pull up. Girl, you know I got your back. You know that I'ma pull up. When you want or when you need me, you know that I'll pull up. Pull up, I'ma pull up. Call me, message me whenever you want. I'ma pull up. Girl, you know I got your back. You know that I'ma pull up. When you want or when you need me, you know that I'll pull up. Pull up. I've been working all day and I swear to God I be thinking about you. I'ma come and get you. Let me know when you are ready. Where you wanna go? All you gotta do is just tell me. Where you wanna go? All you gotta do is just tell me. Girl, you look good. But when do you dumb? You always look good, girl. You're hard to resist. Your outfit on point. You don't disappoint. I cannot complain, girl. You know you're the shit. You don't got no competition. Let them keep on talking, hating, girl. You shouldn't listen. Yeah, you got nothing to worry about. 'Cause I'ma always hold it down. Pull up, call me, message me whenever you want. I'ma pull up. Girl, you know I got your back, you know that I'ma pull up. When you want or when you need me, you know that I'll pull up. Pull up, I'ma pull up. Call me, message me whenever you want, I'ma pull up. Girl, you know I got your back, you know that I'ma pull up. When you want or when you need me, you know that I'll pull up. Pull up, I'ma pull up. Girl, you know you got it. You know that you got it. Nobody can tell you shit. Look at you circulating. Girl, you know you got it. You know that you got it. Nobody can tell you shit. Look at you circulating.
Get down on the ground and put your hands behind your back.
I'm just from marketing.
Now!
Okay.
Hey, Hey man, it's Milo and this is Down Underground.
That's how they get you. They're under the goddamn ground.
Yo, alright, so that's the end of episode 1. I want to thank everyone again for listening to the podcast. And yo, if you're an underground artist, you want to get a little bit of exposure. I mean, you know, this is not much of a platform yet, but we all have to start somewhere, like I said, you feel me? So get in contact, let me know, hit me up. You know, share the podcast if you wanted to get more of this kind of shit. Like, yeah, if you want to hear more episodes of the podcast, make sure you share the podcast, make sure you like the podcast and listen to it, tell your friends about it, all the rest of it, you know. It's coming from a good place. I'm not doing this for money or anything like that. I'm just doing it for my own fun because I like underground music, because I'm an underground artist myself. Yo, so thanks again for joining me. This is Milo, Down Underground Podcast, and I'll see you all next time.